Before we get absolutely shit-faced, I'd like to remind everybody that this podcast contains two very pissed-up gays of their opinions, rants and raves in life, and overall explicit content which we know you love. Everyone and anyone is welcome to this podcast, so strap yourselves in, pour yourself a large one, down it just like us, and pour another, and let's get this going, and let's read between the wines. I fucking love her.
And as promised.
I fucking love her so much. And you know what's funny? I was reading the comments on YouTube about her and she's actually not liked by a lot of people. However, I really relate to her. I feel like she's me.
Your spirit animal.
She fucking is. And I did reach out to her and she didn't respond.
Oh.
So,
anyway.
Although I had a dream last night though that she did respond, and I got up and the first thing I did this morning was check my Instagram DMs, and it was a dream.
Maybe if you insulted her then she'd...
Well, I'm kind of glad that she didn't reply in the end, because in the dream she sent me her Cash app and she asked me to send her some money. So.
Not the first time that's happened to you.
So we digress. For those that listened in the last episode, we said that we would find the clip of who we now know is Jaguar Evermore. Mother Jaguar Evermore. Fucking queen.
From LA.
From LA.
We'll have to hunt her down next time we're out there.
That's exactly what I said to her. But she didn't fucking respond. I don't think she's read it though, to be fair. So anyway.
But anyway, happy Christmas to everyone.
It's not Christmas.
Yeah, no, but it was Christmas. It was pre-Christmas last time.
See, now if we was going to be really like if we were going to do this properly, we would have been like, oh, it's New Year's Day, we're so hungover, blah blah blah, because this goes out on the Monday. However, it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve.
But anyway, yes, I agree. Happy Christmas. Hope everyone had a lovely Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But it is New Year's Eve.
It is.
It is time to
crack open the wine.
Well, I don't know if it's a good idea after the fucking anxiety that I've had this weekend with alcohol, but we move.
We move through it. It's fine.
Here in my sparkly, glittery outfit.
Indeed,
new lights, new chairs.
New lights, new chairs, new glasses.
New lights, new chairs, new glasses. We really have upgraded.
Same old me.
I love the science. We've got now Let's Party and...
AM coffee, PM wine.
PM wine. I mean... There's no truer statement.
It was made for us.
yeah. I would ask how the week was, but it's one of those fucking weeks, isn't it, where you don't know what the fuck's going on, because
Who
it's
knows
that
what day it is.
between Christmas and New Year where you just have no... Oh, can you hear the fireworks? People are celebrating.
There we go. People are going up already.
See, look, don't say we don't give you anything on this podcast. Let's listen to the fireworks outside. But yeah, it's that in-betweeny fucking Christmassy New Year thing where I don't know what fucking day it is.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as you've got a glass of wine in your hands.
Yeah, I would like to say my New Year's resolution would be not to drink, but that would be a fucking lie. I did think about it, and I did say to you earlier in the week, I would like to cut alcohol down or out. It's not going to happen.
Maybe let's cut it down, maybe not out.
Yeah.
Let's see how the month goes. I always objected to the dry January anyway, and not just because it's my birthday month, but also because that is the month you need drink the most. It's miserable, it's cold.
I understand people doing things like that for charity, but half these fucking idiots that do dry January now are not raising any money for it.
That's true.
They're just doing it, and I'm like, what's the point? What is the point?
I'd understand if you were saving up money to buy a nice bottle of champagne to re-drink again, but they don't. They just go play this horrible vodka Red Bulls.
I think we're in episode 23 now, right? So we've been doing this for a solid 6 months, and I think I said in episode 1 or 2, I can't remember what fucking one it was, I don't trust people that don't drink, right? And point still stands 6 months later. I've gained probably about 4 stone from drinking on this podcast every fucking week, but I don't trust people. God, them fireworks are really going out.
I know, yeah.
We would shut the windows, but you wanted ambience.
I wanted some authenticity to
this fucking podcast, because it's all a lie every other fucking week.
Yeah, this is actually like 11 a.m. in the morning, and we are already...
Imagine. Fuck that. So we're about to, record this podcast and head straight out.
We are indeed, yeah.
Head straight out.
Celebrate the new year.
Celebrate the new year.
Yeah.
Get really drunk, probably, no doubt.
Of course.
Oh, look, you look really blue. You know why? Because you don't have one of these lovely studio lights that I have.
We need to get those. I need to get my...
No, you do have one.
I do have one.
You have fucking 2 on your side, but you don't turn them on.
Yeah, no. Well, the first time I used it, it really washed me out.
But now you look like Smurf.
Well, no. What did you call me earlier on?
No, I can't say that on here.
Anyway, now I look like Papa Smurf.
What, are you trying to get me cancelled? Anyway, yes, we're heading out tonight. Probably loads of drinks involved. Probably a lot of bad decisions involved. Pretty much that's how it's been every New Year for me, apart from last year. But I've got myself in some pretty fucked up states in New Year, over the years, every New Year's Eve.
I think New Year is always a time where people kind of give up all their inhibitions and like think, oh, it's the last one of the year, and then they wake up the next morning and think, oh, really ready.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but these fireworks are fucking triggering me now.
Oh.
Fucking inconsiderate fucking arseholes. Anyone would think it's New Year's Eve.
Keep it down.
Yeah. I always used to get fucked up on New Year's Eve, and I used to make a lot of bad decisions in my time.
I don't know what it is about New Year's Eve. I mean, I guess, to be honest, Christmas Eve is often a messy one as well. I've always found my way anyway.
Yeah, Christmas Eve's a messy one, but New Year's Eve is really those nights where I made some pretty awful decisions.
Right, okay.
I lost my virginity to my babysitter on New Year's Eve when I was a teenager, a really young teenager at that.
Well.
What a slag she was. She as well. It was a she. Lost my virginity to a woman.
There we go. Wherever you are, want to write in, rbtwofficial@gmail.com.
She's in jail now.
Because she slept with a minor.
No, I was of age.
Okay,
I was of age, but barely legal. You know, like barelylegal.co.uk. You know, those like barely legal teens. I could have been on one of those websites. Probably am, to be fair. Yeah, that was years ago. I mean, I'm a lot older now. Pushing 35 now, which is depressing. But yeah, I made a lot of tough... You know, one time I fell asleep on New Year's Eve, and it was this night, actually. The night I got my V-plate was cruelly stolen from the woman that I definitely wanted to sleep with that night. Just put that out there. She didn't, accost me and assault me. I did comply. I did consent. But that night, I went upstairs and I had all my friends over. We was at my family pub, and I remember going upstairs about midnight, or just after midnight.
Okay.
We came back about 11:30 and saw the New Year in at my house. And I went upstairs with her at midnight, and I must have done the deed, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up at 5 a.m. ready to carry on the drinks. Went downstairs, everyone was gone apart from two of my friends that was sitting there asleep. And I was like, where is everyone? Where's the party? And they was like, Ronnie, it's 5 a.m. You've missed the whole fucking night. I was furious.
Oh.
Yeah, wasn't even that good.
The worst one I ever had was actually, I was hosting a house party one year with my friends, who, you know, Ellen and James and Helen. And I must have got so drunk during the day that probably around 10:30, I went to the toilet, locked myself in, fell asleep in there. Everyone got really worried and tried to break the door down. Anyway, eventually I came out, I must have woken up, and went to my room to fall asleep in bed. And around 5 to 12, I don't know how I managed to get up, rush downstairs, sing Auld Lang Syne with everyone, wish everyone a Happy New Year. Then I crashed out again.
Yours sounds so tame compared to mine. I lost my virginity to my babysitter and you passed out in the toilet. We can see which one of us two is the trash bag in this. You know what's worse? That fucking babysitter ended up getting with my uncle. I think I said this on the podcast in an early podcast episode.
Yeah, you did.
Fucking person that I lost my virginity to ended up dating my uncle.
How
cool was that? A family fucking affair. Ugh. Ugh. I'm not going to name any names because she might listen to this podcast. That's what I've been saying for 23 episodes. I'm not going to name any names because they might listen to this podcast. She ain't listened to this podcast. She definitely ain't listened to this podcast.
Well, you never know. She might do one day. She might find out. She might find out she's the star of today's show.
I don't want her to listen to this podcast. I think the women that I'd slept with back in the day probably don't want to be associated with anything I do now because, hello, this is what you caused. No, I'm joking. But yeah, some really messy New Year's Eve. Obviously, owning a pub and
that makes it worse. Not that it makes it worse, but you're in that environment where it's more likely to happen.
Yeah. One of my other friends, actually she ain't my friend anymore, so I don't care about saying this, but that same eventful, sinful night when said babysitter took me up to my brother's bedroom. Ooh, it's getting controversial. Took me up to my brother's bedroom. Anyway, she got with another friend of mine, and they left my house and drove actually round to my grandparents' house and sat in his little red Corsa,
right,
and was making out in the red Corsa, and my parents opened the window, this is the God's honest truth, and saw them two in the car, and he was just sitting there rubbing himself.
Oh, God.
My poor parents had to see that.
Oh, Jesus.
As if, like, you couldn't have just gone around a back alley like we all do.
Or just go to your own room or your own house if you're going to rub one out.
No, they ain't good. She ain't going out. Trust me. They was at the house party. How's anyone? Oh, let's just go home to rub one out. No, go in the car. I'm all for it. Remember when I got that person that liked Santa in the car?
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that was a good classic story.
But make sure we don't edit that one to sound suspect. Why does he always make an appearance? Once a year, he always comes around.
Well, hopefully he didn't only come once that year.
Oh. I ain't ever getting with someone that's dressed as Santa Claus again. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't really think that's a turn on for many people.
Me looking like the Christmas bauble. It's like a bad horror fucking film. Like horny Santa. Have you seen those like sexualized pictures of Santa where he's got like chaps on and like he's just had a like tough day after he's delivered all of his presents out of his sack?
And is he fat and beardy?
No, he's really like buff and really like old, like what they call a bear.
Right, okay.
Santa bear. Yeah. And in those pictures you think, ooh, all right, calm down. He doesn't look quite fit, to be fair.
It's probably his Grindr profile picture, and when you turn up, he actually looks like Santa Claus.
That's exactly what happened to me. He had a fucking Grindr photo as actual Santa, and I was playing along with it, thinking it was funny because I was drunk and I was trying to get mad at my fucking partner at the time because he was really annoying me, and I just wanted to hurt him in every way I could. So I met up with this person, thinking, oh, it's just a Santa profile. No, he actually was in a Santa outfit and a beard.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
I had an affair with Santa. People would think, I think, yeah, all right, but that actually happened.
I mean, this is, again, a bit of a tame story, but I only find out that song, I Saw Mummy Kissing Santa Claus, is not about her copping off with another man. It's actually meant to be...
What, she noshes off Santa?
No, have you heard, that old classic, I Saw Mummy Kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night?
No, I don't know it, but...
It's a really old Christmas song, and I always thought it was like, oh my God, like, snuck downstairs, found Mummy snogging and some thief who's dressed as Santa sneaking into your house, and all you're worried about is I don't know what you're going to get for Christmas. But actually, it turns out it's because Santa Claus was her dad. Anyway, it's not as sordid as I thought it was. The song. Oh. I mean, it was from like the 60s, 70s. It is from the 60s, 70s.
Give me some more wine. I'm going to fucking need it for this episode. You could have made that a bit more interesting. Like she actually went downstairs and caught her mum noshing off Santa. That would be
maybe we need to do a
reconstruction.
21st century equivalent of that song.
What would that be?
I saw...
we don't know where we're going with this one, do we?
Yeah, no, let's move on. I'll come back next week and I'll tell you a more RBTW appropriate version of that song.
But anyway, lots of bad decisions are made on the
Yeah.
I don't think we've got anything else, like anything major happened.
I don't think we've had any news of recently to share, have we?
It's been a really uneventful week in
Yeah.
terms of news. We've all been cocooning, recovering from
exactly.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Although, actually, there is some fucking news. We've been teasing a few things on social media.
Yes, we have.
That's something that's coming up, RBTW related. So
indeed.
We'll get there.
So if you follow us, keep watching. There's some big announcements in 2024.
Keep your eyes peeled, bitches.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that was something that's the news.
That's the news.
So yeah, we're about to see 2023 out with a bang and go into 2024, but obviously get so drunk and make a lot of bad decisions tonight. But keeping with that,
yeah,
I thought like we were thinking about, what would be good to talk about. We're ending 2023. We're probably going to get really tanked. We're probably not going to leave the restaurant until like 2 a.m. like we did last year. Let's talk about some drunk stories.
Yeah.
I mean, I just gave a fucking few before we've even dive right in. Before we've even dive right in, I've spoke about noshing Santa off and being fucked by my babysitter. First time I ever had someone on top of... Well, that's not true, actually. Oh, it was a horrible experience.
Well, we learned from our mistakes, they say.
Well, only a mistake, but I certainly realised at that age what I didn't want to do anymore.
Yeah.
And that's have someone like that on top of me.
Yeah.
I practically fell in and fell out. That's how. That's how. We'll use the word experience. That's how experienced she was. I fell in and fell out. like cave.
Looser than a...
Loosey goosey. Bagpuss, we all used to call her.
Bagpuss.
Yeah. Oh, look, Bagpuss is coming in for a drink.
I won't say who this was said to, but one of my female friends once got told by, I think, a doctor or a gynecologist that she had quite a cavernous vagina.
What's cavernous?
Like a cave. I know, what an awful thing to say to someone.
Who is it?
I'll tell you afterwards. I'm not going to.
I'll slip it in. I'll slip it in the edit. What? Right, so hold on. It has to be someone you lived with, because I don't think, or someone that you're quite good friends with, so I can narrow it down.
Yeah.
I bet I know which one it is.
Okay.
Did we go out recently?
No, we didn't.
Oh, I didn't think so. She's so classy.
She likes to think she is. Anyway, but there we go. That's my cavernous vagina
fucking
story.
like The Descent. If I was in a gynecologist's chair and someone said I had a vagina like a cave, I would knock the fucking doctor out. Yeah. But yeah, sleeping with a babysitter was like falling in and falling out.
There we go.
You know, needed a fucking nap. Oh.
Maybe she slept with everyone. She
she probably slept with everyone in the fucking in the pub. Yeah, surprised. I didn't catch anything, so I obviously got myself checked.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Well, when you don't touch the sides, I guess it's probably alright.
It's like where you don't mean to fist someone, but you accidentally fist someone because it's that large. It's like a fucking cat. Oh. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, don't feel it, love. Why are you dilated? Are you in labour? No, you just got a really big fucking fanny. Anyway, enough about vaginas. I don't want to talk about vaginas on New Year's Eve. But anyway, back to the matter at hand.
Yes.
We were talking about drunk stories, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to ask you if you've got any, but if the most explicit one you've got is passing out on the toilet, then you're very tame by the sounds of things. I remember once I got drunk on New Year's Eve once, and I went to someone's house, and I woke up in their garage on their gym bench where they push weights with my pants and trousers down. Didn't know what the fuck happened that night. Woke up, I was like, where the fuck am I? In this garage on this gym bench with my trousers around my ankles. Didn't know where the fuck I was. And there was a pint of what I thought was water on the side, and I chugged it, and it was fucking vodka.
Oh my God.
7 a.m.
Oh God. I think the only kind of real drunken story that I kind of remember, because I think unfortunately I'm one of these people that when I get really drunk, I kind of don't remember a lot of it. But the one time I did it, I was in Barcelona one summer, and I'd been out at the club, and around about 4:30 a.m. a few people kind of said, "Oh, let's go somewhere else." And this weird guy we were with, I thought it was a bad idea to go with this weird guy.
It sounds like it's going down a very sinister road.
Well, he took us to this weird disused factory, and we had some drinks there, and it was very odd. I'm not proud of myself, but I did get a blowjob out of it. So.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get a blowjob on Christmas. Well, actually, I did. By the babysitter. I just remember waking up in pain. Weren't from that baggy vagina, though, was it?
No, exactly, yeah.
Like fucking...
False teeth, probably.
Probably. Ooh. Anyway, going back to stories. We've pulled a few stories from the world of the internet.
The lovely interwebs. Yeah.
So I thought it'd be nice to read some New Year's Eve stories out, / really drunken stories out, and see A, if they've sent in by us, B, if we can relate to them, or C, we're going to judge them. But after some of the stories that I've said on this podcast over 23 weeks, I doubt I can judge anyone.
Maybe all of the above. Anyway, let's dive in.
Well, this one's quite an old one, and it's from a guy called Jigsus.
Jigsus, okay.
Don't know what that means. What? The lights are all going off. So this one says, on New Year's Eve, I started making out with my girlfriend. I was way too drunk, and she was into it more than usual. I ended up stretching her blouse down. Right,
stretching her blouse.
Blouse. You ended up stretching her blouse down. This sounds like an old woman. I ended up stretching her blouse down in public and licking her breasts, and then I noticed her nipples were very different. My now ex was watching 5 metres away from us. The girl I was titty licking didn't seem to mind, but I had no idea who she was. He started sucking the titties of the wrong girl. Oh, damn.
Oh, man.
Imagine if you're sitting there and you're watching your partner doing that. Fuck, that's bad.
That's World War III going on right there. World War III.
Titty licking.
That's such a horrible word.
The girl I was titty licking.
That's such a horrible phrase.
Also, at that point, did you not clock that that's not her outfit?
Yeah.
Because if you're pulling someone's blouse, firstly, if you're pulling someone's blouse down, that's probably not the sort of tits that I want to be licking. Because they're probably... well, I don't want to offend anyone that wears blouse. But when you associate the word blouse, it sounds like an older person.
An older person.
Like, that's a lovely blouse.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the word blouse. No offence to anyone that wears a blouse. I'm going to need some more wine to get through these. Fucking hell. Well, if you're titty licking a stranger, I'm not surprised your partner left you.
I mean, kind of well done, good partner for recognising it's not your girlfriend's nipples.
No.
I'm trying to paint a good picture here.
You went up to that person,
yeah.
touched her clothing, pulled her blouse down, and only realised at that point when you started licking her tits that they were different. You should have looked at her face before you did any of it and realised that that's not your partner. So, no, that is such the attitude of a man.
Yeah, no, don't go titty licking people other than your partner.
Yeah, don't titty lick strangers, kids.
And don't use the word blouse or titty licking either.
God, titty licking. Next one. This one's from Phil. Hi, Phil.
Hi, Phil.
My buddy called me one morning during college and asked me if I'd been in a fight on New Year's Eve because his hands were covered in blood. But then he called me 30 minutes later and showered and showed me and told me not to worry about it because his dick was covered in blood as well. I'm assuming that he fucked someone on the period then.
Well, I hope so.
That's not really a New Year's Eve worthy story. God, that's not scandalous. Oh, we've all been there. Oh, the silence.
No, I've not been there either, just to be clear.
I did once, by accident.
Oh my God.
I say by accident. I don't know. God, I'm oversharing again. I always over-fucking share with this podcast. I don't know whether she was on her period or whether we just had really rough sex that night. I won't say who it is, though.
When I was doing research, this story didn't make the pod, but I read someone about a woman who was pregnant on New Year's, and she was, I don't know, she must have been with a partner or I don't know, but she...
Well, if she's pregnant, you would hope it's her partner.
Yeah. Or whether she was on her own, I don't know. But anyway, either way, she was, she was in the bathroom and she suddenly saw blood on the floor and she got really worried that obviously she was spotting or something, so she went to the A&E. Anyway, it turns out that because she was so large she couldn't see down there, she forgot that she'd shaved her nun and it was just a nick from shaving. But could you imagine? That is awful. Yeah, not a good look.
Well, I'm not surprised she cut it then if she can't fucking see it. Oh, God.
Why do you need to do that at that point anyway?
It would shit you up though if you're pregnant.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. How embarrassing to go to the like hospital and then
I know,
you got cuts on your vagina because you've been shaving it.
Yeah.
At that point, what's the point?
Why was she shaving it for anyway?
Maybe in preparation for giving birth.
Maybe.
Who knows? I don't know how women's minds work, so this next one's called the Snapchat disaster.
Okay.
Now already, like, just the title of this probably sounds like something I would do. So it says, my friend took me home from a New Year's Eve party because I was ridiculously drunk. When I got back, I found myself trying and failing to get into my pyjamas. So I ended up taking a Snapchat video of my totally naked body talking gibberish and falling off the bed. I woke up to find that I'd sent the video to my entire friends list, including my mum. You know what, that's always the fear when I get up in the morning and I look at Snapchat and there's a load of like purple opened videos. I'm like, what the fuck did I send? Like, I don't think I've ever done that. Oh, I did once. Did it to my teacher. Sent it to my teacher once by accident.
And thankfully,
to which I got a reply with a similar video. Well, I've opened up a can of worms here. Potential lawsuit. Oh my God! Imagine that the next day.
I don't think I've ever really sent anything. Like, I'm not a big sender of naughty pictures, really. Like, unless I'm in a committed relationship, I wouldn't do it.
I think a word of advice, if you're ever going to send naughty Snapchats or you're ever going to do them drunk, always make sure you send it to yourself as well, which you can do on Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
And then the next day, you can see everything that you sent to everyone. Have I ever learned and done that? No, I haven't. Probably a good reason. Probably a good thing. This one's called the Big Gay Rugby Tournament.
Oh, God, here we
This
go.
is from Melissa, so I'm assuming she's a lesbian.
Okay.
So she said, as a baby gay after a rugby tournament, I got so outrageously drunk that I started demanding someone bring me all of the lesbians in the team so I could have my pick of the lot. Instead, one of my lesbian teammates bought me dinosaur chicken nuggets and fed me by hand, which is close enough. Imagine getting drunk by, bring me all the lesbians in.
Right, line up one by one.
I love that she thinks that she's like the ultimate lesbian.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll take the fucking lot here on.
The queen bee.
Yeah. Get all your vaginas out, line them all up, and I'll have a go on all
I'm
of
going to
them.
judge.
Oh, imagine that the next day having to say to your teammates, like, you were so drunk last night. You told someone to bring us all in.
I think in a lot of straight rugby teams, probably something very similar happens as well. Just saying.
Yeah. Listen, rugby boys are the worst.
Oh yeah, they're the worst.
They are the worst. Rugby boys and army boys. I can't work
Yeah.
out which one's more homoerotic.
Yeah.
I'm living for both of them. Oh, you would die. Oh, look, this one. He's actually been quite specific. William, 33, from London Bridge. God, William, you're only 20 minutes up the road. He said, calling in sick. Oh no, this isn't a New Year's story, but it's a drunk story. But nevertheless, we're still living for it. He says, calling in sick to work while drunk at Pride, saying I'd fallen off a bench and twisted my ankle. 2 days later, a photo of me appears in a magazine of me topless at a nightclub during Pride. Getting two of my girlfriends to distract an entire bar by dancing on the bar top so I could steal a painting we all like in our front room. Imagine that, saying to your fucking work colleagues, oh, your boss, I can't come in because I'm really, like, I'm falling over. And then she sees in a magazine the next day that you get your titties out.
I mean, not even you called in sick after Pride. And you had every right to.
Well, you just wouldn't, would you? Well, firstly, like, everybody knows that I was at Pride, so it would be really difficult for me to do that. But come on.
Yeah.
Don't act like a little bitch standing on top of the fucking bar if you're going to,
Wait, also, Pride is always on a weekend.
Well, it depends what Pride this is.
Oh, true.
And it also depends if he works weekends.
Yeah, true, that's true. Yeah.
You're assuming that this person works a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, but
it could be,
maybe he worked at the
retail.
weekend.
Yeah, it could be retail.
Could be retail. William from London Bridge works in retail. That's what I decided that. And he is.
You work in M&S, bitch.
You work promiscuous little bitch. Oh, this one says. This one's quite long. Apologies if this is rather haiku-like. What's a haiku? It's a poem, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Japanese. Yeah, a poem that doesn't rhyme.
Is that what a haiku is?
That's my impression of one.
Anyway, I'm already not interested now after reading that bit. But anyway, but I'm talking about drunken, possibly unsuccessful, inconclusive sex at a girl's flat. I fell asleep, wake up, and go for a piss. Sensation of pissing, but no sound. Confusion. I adjust the aim, still no splashing, no sound. Even more confusion. I look down just as the monster condom piss bloom burst and emptied a couple of pints of piss on the girl's front flat. So he still had the condom on from the night before. Imagine that going to the toilet thinking, I'm definitely pissing, but I can't hear anything, and he's just filling this condom up with piss.
You'd be so scared if you would. Like,
also, you fell asleep with a condom on?
Yeah, I know.
I'm assuming it was probably used and it's probably all creamy.
Mixed in with no,
like spunk and piss, like a cloudy.
Sounds
Do you know what it looks like? You know, one of those they're like jelly play toys, and like as you squeeze them, it's like cloudy. That's what it looked like. Oh, imagine having to clear that up. Oh.
Or just make your excuses and leave and never talk to the girl again.
Well, it depends. It depends on if you plan to. I don't know. You might quite like the girl, but slightly concerning if you can't feel the condom on you still. Yeah. And also, I'm assuming you're flaccid now.
I think check yourself.
Oh my god!
Check yourself.
Dirty
boy. Dirty boy.
This one says, a few years back, I'm at a wedding. I get chatting to one of the bride's cousins. Things are going well, and she's really cute and funny. We drink, we talk, we drink, we dance, we drink, etc., etc. After the bartender pours me my third water glass full of scotch, we end up sneaking off outside for a roll in the hay. As soon as we're out of sight, she got my pants down and is going to town on me. Figuring turnabout is fair play, I get my hand up inside her and we go at it like that for a good while. Brackets, no domes to go any further. What does that mean?
No domes.
Don't know. Anyway, after about half an hour, we finish up and go back in. As soon as we get through the door, she says to me, I'd like to introduce you to my father. Being the polite young man I am, I give him a hearty handshake and we make small talk for a few minutes about how nice the day has been. As I walk away, I realise that my hand is still wet from being inside her. And he shook the dad's hand, so the dad's hand is now, like, wet from his own daughter's vagina. He's got his daughter's fanny juice on his hand. That is disgusting. How bad. I've been in a situation like that before where I've had a little bit of fun and I've got back in, like, I've sneaked off on a little hookup and I've come back and my mum's like, kiss! I'm like, no, you don't know where my mouth has been, bitch. I didn't kiss my mum's mouth after that. Otherwise, she would have, I would have felt terrible.
Oh, that's a nice lip balm you've got on.
You've got a really nice, that's quite cloudy lip balm you've got on. Is it matte effect? It's this new lip balm. Yeah, it's like it dries white.
And crusty.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I don't imagine. Yeah.
I'd rather not.
I've been in those situations. Next one is, I took my wife out. Oh, this is an older person. I took my wife out for her 50th birthday to dance on New Year's Eve and invited a bunch of her friends. I invited another couple to meet me at the house for a drink. My wife was so drunk, she puked and laid in it. The guy from the other couple was passed out on the bathroom floor next to my wife, and his wife was making sure my wife was okay. I pulled her pants down and fucked her while she was over on top of my wife and her husband was 3 feet away. I don't feel bad at all. I filled her pussy with my cum and sent her home. What a bastard.
God. At 50 years old as well.
50 years old and he's acting like that.
Jesus.
That's bad.
That's horrible.
It's quite kinky though, but it is bad. Like,
yeah, that's really bad.
He fucked his friend's wife while they
his
both
wife's friend.
Out. But, well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, his friend's wife, right?
It was wife's friend.
No, his friend's wife.
Oh, his friend's wife. Oh, yeah, because yeah. Sorry.
I mean, we've just put a downer on that story by trying to work that one out, but that's really bad.
Oh, that's awful.
The next one, this is about a vegan.
Oh, checked out already.
I apologise for any vegans that listen to this, but yeah, I don't.
If you can't eat real meat.
Well, let's see what this story says.
Dot.
So this one is by a guy and he says, I definitely hooked up with a vegan hipster girl on New Year's Eve a few years ago. She was the type of girl that everyone jokes about at a party. The, I can drink any of you dudes under the table anywhere girl. Okay, we've all met those people. We ended up knocking back I can't bloody speak today. We ended up knocking back more than our fair share of R&R. What's R&R? And he put in brackets because I can afford it. I'm assuming R&R is a drink.
Yeah.
Anyway. After taking the New Year's celebration to my room, at this point I'm fucking plastered. I can hardly get my dick up enough to fuck this girl. But I managed to push my half-limp dick in her, and I'm trying to make that fart sound with some good old-fashioned Nickelodeon. After a few minutes of going at it, this fucking putrid smell creeps up and smacks me right in the face. Like a wall of soiled nappies, and I think, fuck dude, this girl has some nasty STD. I pull out and turn the lights on in my room to investigate, and this poor girl has fucking shit absolutely everywhere.
Oh my god.
There is nasty vegan whiskey shit all over my bed. It's inside of her vagina and it's managed to creep its way into the condom, all over my thighs and my sheets. Holy shit, it was the worst thing ever.
How did it get into the condom?
I don't know, but that's fucking grim.
Oh, that's rank.
That's
rank.
We've covered a few shit stories on this fucking podcast in 23 episodes, but that fucking takes the biscuit as one of the worst. The fact that he's called it nasty vegan whiskey shit, he's really traumatised by this.
I can't even. I've not experienced it, but I feel like I have. That's disgusting. That is
She should have
disgusting.
chatted some of her gay friends before she fucked this guy.
Always douche.
Well, but saying that though, but by saying that, he weren't fucking her in the arse.
No.
He wasn't fucking her in the arse. He was fucking her in the vagina.
Which is why I don't
Shit
understand
everywhere.
how he got into the condom. He's buying too big a condom.
Yeah. Yeah, that condom don't fit him. Yeah, like, inside of the condom, like, that is rank. Like a little...
I mean, we've all pulled out and had something on us, but that is disgusting.
Oh, it's fucking New Year's Eve and I'm talking about people shitting themselves in the bedroom and having shitty dicks and shitty condoms. Oh, that would have put me off for life. That would have put me off. Oh my God.
At the start of that story, there was something I was going to say, someone told me something else, but that story went into a whole different direction that it's not worth talking about.
I thought we've set a really shitty tone, no pun intended. Do we have any more of this?
We have plenty
I'm need
more
it for
of
these. These stories are making me feel quite sick. Fill me up with Prosecco. Don't get any rude ideas. Right, the next one. And it said, Josh is thinking this looks like rosé, but it's...
It does, our new glasses,
Our
pink glasses, yeah. Of course you got pink glasses.
So this next one says, I got super drunk one time and booty called a girl. A lot of straight people in these stories.
Yeah, no. Oh, we had the lesbian rugby players.
We had the lesbian ones. She came over and we had sex. It was all fun and all, but I had some homework to do. How old are you? How old is this person? So I mentioned something about it and she got up to leave, but to my surprise, she started blowing me. Okay. It was the best head I've ever received in my whole life. I was about to come, so I gave her a warning, being polite and all. About 5 seconds after I said that, instead of nutting, I let out the most awful loud fart. The sound lasted for about 5 seconds. The best part is she finished her job, although she was giggling throughout the rest of it. Kudos to her. She was like, fine, I'm still going to get you to the end, but I would have been so embarrassed. I'd have lost my hard on. Like, if someone was blowing me and I accidentally farted, I'd been like, I can't do this no more. Like, the fact that he managed to carry on... And she managed to carry on.
You would have thought you tried to conceal it by like groaning really loudly or something, no?
Well, but her head's close to his arse. I suppose. So I don't think any amount of groaning would mask that.
True.
Especially if she's like literally balls deep. Do you know what I mean? Like
she probably felt it.
She probably felt it. Maybe it was the good head that made him fart. I don't know. Maybe he just couldn't hold anything in.
Maybe.
Explode in all senses.
Well, I hope it was better for her, as good for her as it was for him.
Well, no, she carried on.
Good for her.
She carried on,
yeah.
so, you know.
Yeah.
This next one says, I was drunk and horny and wanted to lure a guy I was hooking up with to my dormitory. So I split an Oreo in half and licked the two sides, stuck them on my nipples and texted him a hot selfie saying, here's my cookie tits. He didn't respond. So I passed out, was mad at him. When I woke up, I still hadn't heard from him. But I did have a text from my grandmother saying, you're a snack. Then I realised I totally fucked up and texted her by accident. Imagine getting drunk and putting Oreos on your tits and going, these are my cookie tits, and sending it to your grandmother. That reminds me of my friend once. She met a guy, and took his number, and she texted him and he didn't respond, and we was out one night and she got so drunk she kept sending me all these abusive messages like, you don't fucking respond, you only wanted me for one thing. Turns out she was texting the STI clinic, you know, like those automated texts that you get.
No.
Where she got told that she was chlamydia free. She was texting that number all fucking night. I was like, no wonder he didn't fucking reply. Oh, cookie tits. Imagine that. This one's very short and sweet. I hid in the bushes and called 4 Ubers to play hide and seek, drunk on nicotine. That don't sound like that was alcohol related. That sounds like drugs.
Also, though, you get charged if you don't turn up.
I don't know, if he was playing a game and he thought it was funny, it would probably be worth the £5.
Maybe,
worth the £5.
Yeah.
Well, no, but they won't though, will they? Because if they can't find him, they'll probably eventually cancel.
No, I think they'd still charge you a certain percent.
If they cancel though, you don't get charged, right?
I suppose so.
So maybe, I don't know. I've never played hide and seek before. So
maybe this year.
This one's by a girl called Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
Like, girls, I think it's one you found. Actually, a tough choice, but it would have to be one where my boyfriend didn't want to kiss me at midnight, and it took me a while to realise in retrospect that it was because the girl he was cheating with was also at the party.
Oh.
Happened to me once. Happened to me once. I was, this sounds really bad and people are probably going to think I'm the worst person, but I was only a teenager. I had my partner and 2 shags in my pub at the same time, and my partner was sitting at the bar and the 2 other people were sitting like opposite, and I just went behind the bar and I just kept going. I went to the vodka uptick and I just kept doing this. Doing this and drinking. I got my comeuppance that night.
I mean, it's bad enough. Like, the only experience I've had is when I've been with someone and my ex has been in the room, but there's not been anything going on at all. But I can imagine if you're hooking up with someone else, that's fucking even worse.
What do you mean your ex has been in the room when you've been sleeping with someone?
No, I'm with my current partner and my ex is also in that same space.
God, when was that?
I mean, this is years ago.
That's happened to me on the regs.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I live in a very small town.
I've not been around as much.
What are you trying to fucking say? I've not been around. I'm just very well educated when it comes to all senses. Can't help it for my little snack.
And your cookie tits?
With my cookie tits. This one. Oh, this sounds like something I would do. I got drunk on New Year's Eve and went home and made a YouTube video of all the people I would fuck, and my friend released it onto YouTube. See, I wouldn't release a video of everyone I want to fuck. I would release a video of everyone I want to funk up. I'd get drunk and be like, let me make a video of everyone I hate.
I'm sure that's that reminds me of a story of some. I think it was a TV show, to be honest, not a real life thing. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like something I would fucking do. I would get drunk on New Year's Eve, but you know what I want to do? I want to go home. I'm going to make a video of everyone I hate. I'm going to put it out there. And next day I wake up and think, oh.
Stacey, you're number 1. Fuck you, you hoe.
I don't know Stacey. I don't hate anyone called Stacey. Just putting it out there.
I'm just putting your name out there. Sorry to all the Stacys listening.
I mean, there's a few people I could fucking name now, but I won't. Cut more of these. This goes out tomorrow. I'll put it at the end.
Right, tomorrow we're going to release a new YouTube channel, and the first video is going to be Ronnie.
Listen, this podcast would be cancelled so fucking quick. We actually like to think we're doing a pretty good job, so let's not do that. You know. Well, yeah, a lot of these I can relate to.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of them I definitely can
I'm
relate
sure
to.
some of us can, yeah.
What do you mean, some of us? What do you mean, me?
Some of them, I can relate to some of the story.
Well, I'm not saying I can relate to all of them. I can't relate to the vegan vagina shit avalanche.
Thank God for that.
Vegan vagina. Why am I
vegan whiskey.
Punami.
Punani.
The punani. I'll get my words mixed up now. Why does this podcast always end up talking about vaginas? We're not even into vaginas.
No, we're not. No.
Not for a good 10 years anyway. Anyway. Well, yeah. We all do silly things when we're drunk. Some of these,
we do indeed.
Some of these take the absolute fucking
We do
piss
indeed.
when it comes to being drunk. But yeah, always love listening to people's drunk stories because it makes me feel like I'm not the only one.
Hey, every single person, honestly, if you've not got a story of something you regret doing or something that's horrible that's happened to you when you're drunk, then you're not a person for me to
It's
talk
just
to.
the beer fear the next day and you think, oh my god, like, did I make a fool of myself? Did I do this? Did I do that? Oh no, I feel
oh no, yeah, that's not a nice feeling, but after that's passed, it's a story for life.
Yeah, but it's sometimes that takes fucking days to pass. Especially when you're trying to piece together what happened.
Yeah, and you work with everyone that you were around you.
Thankfully, that doesn't happen to me anymore.
Or it's your nan.
What did I get up to last night? Well, you punched the Uber driver, you fucking slapped everyone off in the pub, you threw your bag down, you walked out, you refused to get on the train.
Pissed into a post box.
Yeah, a lot of these I can relate to.
Anyway,
some of them I won't relate to. Like I can't relate to cookie tits, if I'm honest.
Yeah, or the lesbian rugby team either.
I probably would have. That probably would have been something I've done, not as lesbians, but I probably went, bring all the guys in. I've probably already done everything with all of them already. You know me.
I recognise you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know him.
All right, Pete.
I say to all my friends, "Where are you going for New Year's Eve?"
Yeah. So let this be a warning to everyone for this new year.
Going into 2024, being just as scandalous as I was in 2023.
Here's to that.
So, what's your favourite one out of all those? I don't know. For me, I do like the cookie tits one. I'm not going to lie.
I like the cookie tits one as well.
Piss condoms, cookie tits.
The piss condom was ranked until we talked about the punani, but I don't know. Just we all do things when we're drunk. Like
I hid in the bushes and called 4 Ubers to play hide and seek. Really reminds me of one of my closest friends that sadly passed away now. But that is the sort of thing that she would fucking do. That is the sort of thing that she would do. She would get drunk and she would phone an Uber just to play hide and seek. That is her down to a T. That is her down to a T. So I can relate to that one. That would have definitely happened. But I think for me the best one is making a YouTube video of all the people that you'd fuck. Imagine if it's people from like work and people from like I don't know, school.
Yeah.
How embarrassing.
Because that's it. Like I don't know. Hopefully, when you're drunk, you don't do all the hashtags for people to easily find it. But
I don't know. I think you do it worse when you're drunk. When I've had a drink and I want to get my point across, I really get my point across. Like there's no fucking glossing over that one. Jesus Christ.
Well, despite all those stories, there's not going to be any drink responsibly tag in this podcast in the slightest. I promise that.
Although, please do drink responsibly, because if you get fucked up and do anything like that, you're not fucking blaming us. We have to put that in. We don't get in trouble. But on that note, let's roll this. Let's wrap this one up and carry on the drink. Slightly shorter episode this week because I'm desperate to go out and start enjoying New Year's Eve.
But we hope you all have a good New Year's Eve as well.
Have a fantastic New Year's Eve. This will be released on New Year's Day, so we'll be very hungover, probably very anxious, debating life.
And send any stories that happened to you this New Year's Eve.
Yeah, if anything similar to the shit that we spoke about tonight happens, whether it be vegan vaginas, vegan panamis, cookie tits, farting while being given head, YouTube videos of the people you want to fuck, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Fucking your friend's wife while your wife's asleep, whatever it is.
If you've been affected by anything we've talked about in this episode,
please follow us on TikTok. We'll have to set out some sort of fucking advice line. This fucking podcast. I was looking at all of the other podcasts, like obviously because I'm not going to keep banging on about it, but we obviously were up there with some of the gay podcasts recently. Yeah. And I look at other gays podcasts, and some of them are really like, some of the gay podcasts are really like sensible, talk about really serious issues. We talk about shitting yourself while having sex. We don't cover serious topics, we cover filth.
Well, this is what life's all about.
Yeah. Well. But anyway, yes, goodbye to 2023.
Yeah,
goodbye
you've been
to
eventful.
2023. It's been an eventful 6 months of this podcast.
Exactly, the birth of this podcast in 2023.
Yeah, would have been June, July time, right? June time, maybe?
No, January.
No, it couldn't have been January because we've been doing it for 6 months.
No, because we were in LA in May. We recorded episode 6 or 7 in May.
No, this podcast definitely wasn't started in January.
I think it was early on.
No, it's been 23 weeks.
Okay.
Do the maths. You've got a maths degree.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. Sorry.
It's not been a year. It's been 6 months. Do the fucking math, bitch. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for the last 6 months.
Indeed, thank
really
you.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate all your support.
Please continue to listen. We are on all platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Prime,
Apple Music.
Apple. I can't remember what ones I've said now. The list goes on and on and on.
Indeed.
And then obviously, please follow us on TikTok at
RBTW Official.
And keep up with these videos.
Exactly, yeah.
Also, as we said earlier, keep your eyes peeled for a little announcement.
Indeed.
Where we might need your help.
Indeed.
In a couple of months' time, so Yeah. On that note, I'm going to finish this hideous prosecco. And I'm going to get on a glass of red, I think.
There we go. Yeah, time to
But
bring out the red.
see you in
2024.
Well, you'll be listening to this in 2024. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And please, make fools of yourself tonight. Tell us all about it, and we'll see you in the next one. Laters.
Bye.